Heidi ho everybody, Nisi D here. It is Friday, April the 16th, but this is my update for Wednesday, April the 14th, a couple of days late. Work has been crazy. Oh my gosh, but work and other stuff too. So anyways, so this is week 39 post RNY gastric bypass surgery. I had that done on July 15th in 2009. Yesterday, I guess, was my 9-month anniversary date for my surgery. Wow, I didn't even realize that. That's kind of amazing. The 15th. Wow. Anyways, so let's get straight to the numbers. This is going to be a short video, I think, but I always say that and then start babbling on, and it never ends up being short. But I have been struggling with my eating. I've talked about that a lot in the last month or so. That struggle continues. But I am getting back on track, and you know what? It's just the way things are right now. A lot of it is stress related because work is so busy, and then a number of things that are on the go right now are just making my schedule really insane. And there's also some stuff sort of in my personal life that has been keeping me busy as well. So last week I weighed in at 210.5. This past Wednesday morning I weighed in at 211.5. So I'm up another pound. Okay, and that's about as concerned as I'm going to get about it. I'll be fine. I know that, and I will get back on track. Like I said, I've been just working kind of a lot of ridiculous hours, starting early and often working in the evening at home. I did get in 4 rounds of exercise this week, which is great. And I've had a really good week. I mean, who else could say that in a single week they've seen, mid-70s, beautiful sunshiny days, torrential downpours of rain, almost hurricane force winds, snow, and also got stampeded by a herd of cattle. Now, who else can say they had that happen in a week, right? Yeah. So those are some of the things that have happened to me in the past week or week and a half, I guess, since my last update. I went home last weekend, and Mom had Easter dinner like she had planned, and my aunts were there, and both my brothers and their family, and we had a wonderful weekend. And so on Sunday, I guess it was, my brother and Dad were out feeding the cattle, and so I thought, oh, I'll just go for a walkabout. I grabbed my camera, and in the back pasture they have a really huge dugout that was dug when they were building the road that goes past our house, because there's a lot of bedrock out there, so to get the kind of clay that they need to cap the road, it's really expensive to dig out there because they end up having to blast through the rock. So when they found it on Dad's property, they just kept digging, blasted away the rock, and kept digging it from there. So it's like a 28 foot deep, and I don't know, probably about, I don't know, when you're standing there, it looks like it's the length of half a football field or so, maybe more. And so the dirt is piled up on the side that they didn't use. And there's just a lot of cool rocks and stuff, but it also happens to be where they feed the cattle during the winter when they're not out to pasture. So I went out walking, and I climbed, I don't know, this pile of dirt on either side with the rocks and everything in it is probably about 20 feet high or so. So I climbed up the top. There's paths because the calves run around on them, and so there's paths up, and I was checking out the rocks. And not too far away, we have one lame cow. She's a real old cow, and my dad doesn't have the heart to put her down or to sell her. He says she's given him lots of calves, and so he says for how much she eats and stuff, let her just live. So she wasn't all that far away, but I wasn't really thinking about her. And the cattle were actually on the other side of the pasture where Kirby had spread the feed. So I know that cattle can get a little jumpy around strangers, especially during calving season, but they were far enough away that I never thought anything of it. So I climbed up on this hill and walked to the end of it, which of course brought me closer to where this one lame cow was standing away from the herd a bit. And there was a rock down at the bottom that I wanted to take a closer look at. So I went crawling down and was walking towards it, which again was bringing me in closer proximity to her. And I heard something. I looked up, and here the whole herd of cattle, which is, I don't know, I think they have about 80 or 90 head of cattle, were stampeding straight towards her and straight at me because she was in direct line with me. And I just sort of stood there for a moment and thought, oh, flip, what the hell do I do? And so I went traipsing back up to the top of the hill. And when I got to the top, I thought, what if they don't stop? What if they keep coming? The only other place to go is into the dugout, and the ice is melting. Anyways, when I got to the top of the hill and turned around and started walking the other way, I didn't want to seem panicked. They immediately stopped, and all but about 8 of the cattle turned immediately around and went back to the feed to eat. But those 8 cattle stood there by that lame cow until I got to the fence, which was quite a ways away, and crawled over it back into the pasture that's closer to the house. So that was an interesting experience. And you know, the stupidest thing in the world, but when I was in school, one boy who was not a very nice boy in grade 7 or 8 at one point in time sang as I walked by a group of these boys, "You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd." Now that was a very hurtful moment for me, but I got over it. But that song was going through my head. I kept thinking, well, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd, but you sure as hell don't want to get caught in a cattle stampede either. Anyways, so that was my week. So that and work, being at home, work, plus I'm helping to organize a reunion for a nursing unit that I used to work on that closed down about 10 years ago. The services moved elsewhere, and so we're having that on May 8th, and so I've been doing a lot of phoning and sending letters and stuff like that. So it's all been keeping me really busy, but that's for a fun thing. And yes, but I'm getting back on track. I registered this week for 3 5-kilometer walks, 2 of them in May, 1 of them in June, and we're going to check out and see what's in July. So I didn't get to one in April. I had said I was going to do one a month. So I booked 2 in May. They're 2 weeks apart. And next weekend, my brother and his wife are coming up Friday for an overnight. The following weekend is the retreat that I booked. So it's just busy, 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 busy. But it's all good. Anyways, I said this was going to be slow, and I see I'm up to 8 minutes, or short. And so it's not all that short. But I hope that on Sunday I can catch up with some of the videos that everybody's posted out there. I'm really sorry, I just haven't had a lot of time to watch them, but I think about you all often, and I am going to get caught up eventually. Have a wonderful weekend. Make a great day. Bye.